I got it recording anyway, so I'll do a count. 5, 4, 3. Hey, welcome. We're here with third day at Kingdom Bound, 2002. You can see the sign right behind us here. And we are with Ty and with Mark. Those of you who are third day fans know who they are, so I don't have to say much. And I'm just going to kind of ask you some few quick questions here, if you don't mind. You guys now got your new project, Come Together, out, and before that you did the offerings thing. Is now, instead of going from like time to come together, what was kind of like the motivation to jump in and do a worship thing? I mean, a lot of people are doing it, but you know, I'm going to obviously assume it's not a bandwagon thing. So
no, it is. No, it's. I think the thing is, we made offerings. We were even hesitant to call it a worship record. A lot of it is live. A lot of it is stuff that people don't really consider, you know, typical worship kind of stuff, which I think has proven to make it, you know, really cool and something different. But the reason we made the record was the simple answer is our fans were asking us for it.
Cool.
Whenever when we were doing time, there was a lot of times we'd interact with our fans after the shows or different in-store things, and they'd always say, "Man, we just love the worship you guys do in your show, and we love going to your concerts, and you guys are, you know, a really cool live band, and we'd love to have a record of that kind of stuff." So that was kind of the thinking of, hey, let's go in there. We got a little bit of time, and let's go ahead and just give our fans you know, a record they want. We expected it to, you know, sell half of what we normally sell. We thought it would be, you know, something just for our diehard fans, and it ended up being our most successful record yet, and I think we made a lot of new fans from it, so it's been a cool thing.
yeah, I was going to say that, you know, when you're in concert and stuff, I know you do a lot of worship, and even on your past records, a lot of songs that just lend themselves to worship. I know even your first one, like Praise Song and everything, so kind of a natural way to go with that. And like I heard you, know, earlier say, you guys have been together for like about 10 years now.
Yeah.
And there's like two questions I went off that. I know you guys kind of like started out around the same time. You got some fellow Atlanteans like The Waiting and Small Town Poets. And I know you've done stuff with them together. Is there ever a chance there's going to be like, and as far as I know, you guys have never all three been on the same tour together, unless I'm wrong.
Well, back in the day, we used to do shows together, and I think there was one time, I think it was the Waiting's album release party, that all three of us got to play together, and that was a really fun thing. And we, at that point in time, thought that that was going to be a common thing, that, you know, maybe one day we'd all get to play together again. Or I guess the closest we came was we did a tour with The Waiting along with the Newsboys about 3 or 4 years ago. And it'd be fun to happen again. It's just a matter of, will the planets align, you know, for, you know, everything to be working together, not to use an astrological term on your Christian show here. Astronomical, yeah, exactly. But it would be fun. I'd love to see that happen. But
Do you keep in touch with those guys anyway, despite the fact?
We were actually just talking about those guys on the way over here. The Waiting just did a show down in Atlanta last night, and I didn't find out about it until last night, so I didn't get to go. But we try to stay in touch with them as much as we can. Cool. Everybody's busy, you know.
Yeah, well, Small Town Poets in a few weeks are going to be here in upstate New York doing a small one-day festival near Rochester. So, I mean, that's going to be cool. The other thing I was going to say is, you know, in 10 years and you're doing this, hindsight's 20/20. When you look back to where you started out and where you are now, is there things you look back on that, well, not only you may have done differently, but you also just are amazed from where you were and what God has done now? I mean, is there like things that just stick out to you when you look back that you're just kind of surprised maybe of how far you've come? And
I think really, I think just the way that God works is you don't a lot of times see him working in situations until you look back at it. And to see different things that we've prayed for when we've been in situations with the band where we just felt like maybe things weren't happening for us, and you know, it was kind of frustrating. And we pray for things, and you pray, and God would answer our prayers, and it's really not until looking back that you even realize that. So he's definitely been faithful, and so we just try to be faithful as well.
Cool. Like your new project is Come Together, and you've been touring for that, and I know you got a big tour coming up for the fall, you know, and some really heading out. How many cities is on that tour, do you know of right now?
I think in the fall we'll do a total of about 40 dates.
Wow.
We're doing 25 as a continuation of the Come Together tour, and then we're going to join up for about 16 shows with Michael W. Smith, and we're calling that the Come Together and Worship Tour.
Yes, you know, yeah, that's the promo I saw that was coming later. Oh, that's going to be pretty cool. And now the whole Coming Together project, when you said Come Together, and I even see by the cover art on the CD, was there kind of sort of a retro feel you're thinking of? Because I mean, it has on there in the song "Come Together." Obviously, people think of the original that goes way, way back. So
I think it's a nice like a tip your hat to that
Okay.
stuff, and you know we're kind of I think we're a band that's kind of in that spirit of sort of a classic. You know, American rock kind of thing, and so we kind of don't make apologies for that. So we were kind of going for that vibe. Just wanted to, you know, we wanted to have sort of a classic album look, and hopefully, you know, for our fans, it will be one of those classic records. The classics you like to go back to over and over again. So I hope it's a record that, you know, people, you know, 10 years from now, they'll say, hey, I want to put it and come together and still listen to it and enjoy it. It would be an awesome thing.
yeah, well, I'm one of those fans, and it definitely, I love it. It's really
Great.
good. And
Glad to
actually, I
have
own
you.
every one of your projects at this point. But yeah, seriously, going all the way back to the first one you did there with Third Day, is
Cool.
self-titled. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time. We know we got to rush off. You guys are doing a show coming up, and I just want to say thanks on behalf of our audience. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
And
Thank you, guys.
thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later on. Take care and God bless.